So it's a Saturday night. What are you planning on doing?
You are now listening to Limited Trust, a Devastator podcast. Let's get into it.
Episode 101, Limited Trust, a Devastator podcast. We are back in the fucking building, and you know when I say we, you know what that means. Would you like to introduce yourself, or do you want me to do the introduction? You gotta say something. We have Erica, Sita. I call her Theet. So when we're in public, we'll be like, Theet! Or I yell up from the basement, yo, Theet! Hello.
Hello.
And you are very much against this.
I am.
Why?
I'm not a podcast person.
Now, everybody who listens, her Instagram is at dancing_with_fireflies. No underscore at the end, correct?
No.
Go tell her that you've been waiting for this. And I've been talking about this probably since what, episode fucking 50? Will you tell all the listeners how many episodes of Limited Trust you've listened to? What?
0.
I'm eating a Pop-Tart, but I just ate some. I won't eat the whole episode, I promise.
It's very rude of you.
It is. But I was fucking really wanted something sweet after that pasta shit. Whatever it was, those meatballs were good as a motherfucker. So how long have we been together now?
Almost 15 years.
In November.
Mm-hmm.
15 long, strenuous years. It's been quite the interesting experience, when you say. So we met about 15 years yonder. Do you recall how we met?
I do.
Well, let me know. How did that happen?
You stalked me. And I couldn't say no.
Oh, right. Okay. So, as the children say, I'll take things that didn't happen for 800 fucking, what's his name now? You know the motherfucker's name. Ken? Ken. So what happened was, I was doing band practice with Acoustic Groove, and their house studio jam session place was like fucking 1,000 feet from a store that Erica worked at. And I would stop on the way there to get some blunts or some Black and Milds, whatever. I can't even. Was it both?
Yeah.
It was both. Blunts, Black and Milds, and tea. I was getting some tea. I was in the tea phase at the time, iced tea. And so I would stop in there every, I don't know, fucking couple times a week at least. And I never really, I was like, oh, she's fucking way too out of my league. I didn't even try to fucking talk to her, right? We talked a couple, like, just like store shit. Hello, yeah. Blah, blah, nothing, right?
Yeah, I waited on you a couple times.
And then that was it.
Yeah.
Then I was gone. But little did I know. So one day, right, this is back when I actually used fucking Facebook, and fucking partially a reason why I don't use Facebook anymore, because that shit is too much of an issue. I get a Facebook message, and this was back when Facebook mobile wasn't like, I had the fucking flip open phone at the time. Like, I don't even think smartphones were out yet. Maybe like the smartest thing was a BlackBerry or a first gen the Droid phone by Samsung or whatever.
I thought
Motorola.
iPhone came out in 2008. I don't know.
I think iPhone came out in 2006, but I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe 06, 07, whatever it was. I fucking, the phone I had, which was actually ill at the time, but wasn't ill enough apparently, like barely worked on Facebook. And I get a message, which was like in the form of a fucking email. This is 15 years ago. And what did it say?
Why do you have to be so damn cute?
And so I said, oh shit. I said, this is that girl. I was like, oh shit. And I'm thinking, my name's not real. It's never been real on Facebook ever. But fucking Kyle Conway, as everybody knew me as that. People are still finding out that is not my fucking name. Kyle is, that part is accurate. And people are still finding out that Kyle Conway is not my fucking name. But, so anyway, so I'm like, damn, how the fuck how did this happen, right? So I go, oh shit, I look at the thing, married, blah, blah, blah. And I said, shit. So I sent back, why do you have to be so damn married, right? But something was fucked up, and you never got that message. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like waiting for this response on this old fucked up Facebook. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, oh, maybe she's getting her ass beat right now or something. Little did I know. Anyway, so that would happen to be true at the time. Why are you looking like that? So, see, she thinks it makes her sound bad, but really, we'll get into that. So, you look like you don't want to talk no more.
It's been a long road.
So it's fucked up when we replay this because we don't really talk about this shit. I mean, we've done this, so it's rare that things come up because it was funny shit that happened at the beginning. So that started with us, right? You told me the deal, and what was the deal at the time? Just because I know you're thinking, oh, everyone's thinking I'm fucked up. What was the deal? And I ended up finding out that this is an accurate depiction of the deal.
I was married.
She was married.
And I had told him if things don't change, I was going to leave him. He was abusive. And amongst other things.
Well, you had 2 children at the time.
Yes. Yep.
Probably at this time, both 3? Then, because Brad turned 4.
Brad turned 4
when you told me
December.
To fuck off for the first time.
And Alyssa was...
Or was she 2?
She might have been 2.5.
No. Was she? Anyway, I mean, the simple math would probably figure it out. But was it that gap when they're the same age for a little bit? Or are they never the same age?
No, they're 19 months apart.
So it's over it. So no matter what. Yeah. So she must have been. So she turned 3 in fucking July of the following year?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, 2006.
Oh, yeah, because
she was little.
Because I probably didn't come around, like, actually meet them.
Yeah.
I remember it was nice out, so it wasn't in the wintertime when we first started.
But you're missing a part.
No, we're not missing anything. We're branching off.
Of how we initially met, though, how I found you.
Oh, well, we're going to get...
Okay.
So yeah. So why do you have to be so damn married? So she is married, right? So I'm like, fuck, right? I don't hear back from her. And I can't remember exactly how it happened. I think you sent me a follow-up message like, oh, shit, I said... Whatever. I thought you sent something else.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, wait, no, I did say something. Fucking technology sucks at the time, but back and forth. So then I think it was a phone number exchange, and then we went from there. And I don't know at what point did I become aware of all the other shit, the extenuating circumstances in which you were able to get a hold of me with my fake name. But you did tell me at some point.
Yeah.
So, why don't you tell everyone? This is cool. This right here makes me feel fucking cool. Like, especially at the time, too. So, How did you find out who I was?
One day when you came in the store, you used your credit card to pay for whatever you were getting, and I copied your name, wrote it down.
But that led you where?
I don't remember.
That didn't lead you anywhere.
No,
Because
you weren't on there as your name.
exactly. So then I can't remember exactly how it happened. If you were on the mutual person that we knew page, or
yes, I think it was.
She told you like, oh,
I want you to meet this person. I have a friend I want you to meet.
So all this was happening like at the same time, and she has no idea that this friend of our mutual friend was talking about me. I don't think.
No.
And then somehow they ended up connecting, and through her page somehow, or she told you something, then you ended up being able to find me.
Yeah.
And then our connection had started then. So we start talking. And I don't fucking remember the first time I seen you. Did I pull up at that bar in Albion? Was that the first time? But like we
actually met like in person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, aside from the
store, yeah.
And it was snowing.
Yep.
I pulled up at the bar.
I went out with Holly.
Yes.
To meet you.
What the fuck? Was I driving No, I wasn't driving a rental car at that time, was I?
Yeah.
I had the rental.
Yes, that time you did. You picked me up in the rental.
In the rental. So I went to North Carolina with my friend Snook and rented a fucking brand new Challenger. And it was supposed to be a 4-door, right? We were going to get this 4-door, and they offered me this upgrade right at the time. And his older sister was with us, and she was in the back. And we were just like, yeah, fuck it. We ain't in the back. So she had to ride this whole time in the back, all scrunched in and shit. Well, it wasn't that bad, but not for a fucking adult. No one wanted to be in the back of the Challenger as an adult. But then I was like hooked on this fucking car. I don't know how many days I kept it after I got back.
Wasn't like almost a week?
It was probably almost a week extra that I was paying. I can't even remember how much a day. $70 a day or something. It was something, but I ended up not having to pay it. I just kept calling them and telling them that I needed it for another day. I need it for another day. I need it for another day. And in the end, when I ended up bringing it back, I don't know, someone fucked up, and they brought out a fucking like a card reader to the air. It was at the airport. Brought out a card reader, and that shit was like for like $200 or $300 or whatever the fuck it was, the 3-day rental. And I was like, "Yep, looks good." But then I got back into my regular Monte Carlo, and I was like, "Oh, this shit is whack as fuck. How the fuck I'm gonna?"
You were really embarrassed.
So I picked you up in a Challenger the first time, right? Yep. And then the second time we met, I was in the fucking Monte Carlo.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. Because I pulled in the store with the rental when we came back, because after we drove all fucking night from North Carolina back home, and I pulled up to the store when you just started working like 6 o'clock in the fucking morning. Mm-hmm. So I pulled up. Oh man! So I pull anyway. So then I pick her up in my fucking smelling ass white Monte Carlo. Not even like when Monte Carlos like looked fucking kind of sporty and cool. This was like the one that looked like the Lumina. It was straight. It wasn't like, I think it was a 99 or a 98. Anyway, I can't even fucking remember. I didn't have it for long, because like the day after I picked you up and was so fucking embarrassed, I went to the dealership and I said, I gotta have this shit. And I bought the same motherfucking shit in black. Fucking way overextended myself. Total fucking mistake. But then I was the man again. I was like, yo. So I picked you up again. Now I'm fucking challenging with the ownership. And I knew that she was a fucking real one, right? So this whole time I'm dealing drugs and shit. I'm like, and I remember telling her at one point, I was like, All right, look, and I was embarrassed. I didn't want to say this because I also had the job at the factory, but then I didn't want to say like fucking. I was embarrassed, especially because I didn't fucking know. I'm like, oh, she got kids and shit. Like, she's gonna be like, what the fuck? And you didn't have a problem with it. I think you said like I kind of figured that.
Yeah.
I don't remember how, or if it was like the running around or the fucking constant fucking around I had to do all the time. But you're like, I kind of figured that. Something to do with that. So, excuse me. So I pick you up, and I think I had to ask Kay after our meetup. So we had a few strange meetups, right? We met out in Buffalo one time. We were hanging out on this strip. Chippewa strip. Oh, that was the fucking night of Brandon Cavalich's fucking party.
Yeah.
When I was eating mushrooms, I was all fucked up with the band on the bus. Brandon, he did have a good idea. He was like, yo, I'm going to rent this party bus. He said, and I'm going to have the band, Acoustic Groove, in the back playing music the whole time. And I was like, yo, that's a great idea. And then Kogovin busts out with the mushrooms. Son, I walked up in the casino. I was like, someone said, I didn't even know where we were at. We just got out. And we start walking in, and someone said, I think we're at the airport. And I was like, yeah, we at the fucking airport, dog. Let's get up in the airport. And I thought it sounded like a great idea. And then we're walking in, and someone else says, this is the fucking casino. And we're like standing there. And as soon as I look over, Kogovin's like, we're at the casino. He pulls out a cigarette, and I'm like, oh, we get smoke inside. Oh, shit. I'm all fucked up. By the time I met up with you, that was probably an hour or so after that, because we casinoed it for a minute, and then we went to Chippewa. Then I met you with someone else, some crazy bitch with some shoes or some shit.
Yeah, I left my Uggs in her car, and I never seen them again.
Never seen them bitches again. So I can't remember, we got separated or I had to leave. The bus was leaving.
Yeah, you had to leave.
The bus was leaving. I got on the bus. So I get on the bus. I'm like half fucked up. We're on the way back. You start telling me you got left. Did you get left there and you had to tell?
Yeah, I had no way home because Jen left with her brother or her boyfriend. I don't know, but I was stuck there.
They were country folks, so it could have been her brother and her boyfriend. I'm sorry. That was a low blow. That's not. I say all that shit, but I'm basically a hillbilly myself. So you had to call the husband.
I did. After I called you and I said, can you come get me?
Right.
I didn't think you were going to. And I was just kind of panicking, thinking I was stuck there. So I ended up calling him.
So on the way home, on this ride through wherever with shitty cell service and all that, I start getting a hold of Snook, my guy. Him and I are partners in selling weed. So I get back to Kogovin's house. And you said, like, yo, come get me. I'm stuck here. Now it's getting late. It's got to be 2-3 o'clock in the morning. I call Snook. I said, I can't drive. I'm still kind of fucked up from these mushrooms. He's like, all right. And he would do anything for me at the time. So he drove out, got me. We head out to Buffalo. Yo, we're pulling welcome to Buffalo. I'm calling her, texting, the whole shit, nothing. Welcome to Buffalo. We just drove a fucking hour. You say what? I'm back in Middleport. Fuck!
Yeah.
And then you said, he's got a gun.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get the fuck out of here. I can't. Mm-hmm. So we turn around from Buffalo. I think he's got the Grand Am, or he had the green Lumina. I can't remember which. But we were driving his car. We turned around Buffalo, come back. An hour back. Now we're in Middleport, where I end up living for the next fucking however many years. But at this point, I had been there like 3 fucking times. So you said, I'm about to get out. I got to get the fuck out of here. Mm-hmm. So we pulled up at what I think is the parking lot where the bar was, behind there.
Yeah.
And there was a store there.
There was, but I don't know if it was open.
But the
then.
FMC was
Yeah.
a store, some sort of store. So we pulled in there, and we're just waiting, and we kind of think we know we know where the street is. We don't know where she lives, so we're just like kind of waiting. She's like, "Don't come down the street." Whatever it was, like, "Don't come here. I'm gonna come to you." So we're sitting there hours and hours of fucking. The sun is about to come up. We're like half asleep in the car. I can't remember what it was. And I think we just said, fuck it. And then went back to his place. And then, I think, did you text me then and say, that was a whole bad night for you, wasn't it?
That was a bad night, yeah. I don't know, he like crawled on the roof and crawled in the bathroom window in the upstairs.
Which is a tight fit,
and
dog.
yeah, it was it was a bad night.
But that wasn't the night when he fucking slammed you and took
Nope, that was a different night.
That was another night.
That was when I had met you in Rochester.
And then you got stuck there, and he had to come get you there.
Yep. And that was worse than that night.
And then he beat your ass.
Yeah.
But you were there. That bitch brought you along. That wasn't me either, right? Like
no,
you,
Katie brought me.
You happened to be there. You didn't happen to be there.
No, Katie said, "I'm going to Rochester. Do you want to come with me?" And I said, "Yeah."
And I said,
and I was going to meet you there
because
of
I was
course.
just always there.
Yeah.
And did we meet?
We did. You came and picked me up
For a
from
little while.
the hotel, from the Radisson.
From the Radisson, and then brought you back there.
And then you brought me back.
And then you end up getting stuck there because the fucking police showed up.
Yes, because they were
your homegirl
apparently prostituting out of the hospital, not out of the hospital, out of the out of the hotel.
Were you prostituting out of there?
Fuck no.
So she goes, "What the fuck? Whatever happened?" So she's like, "I gotta get." So her ride is now. I don't know if they were apprehended or if it just got busted up and they bounced. Whatever it was, I remember you were down using the fucking computer
room, yeah,
in the fucking hotel lobby.
Yeah, it was like no, it wasn't even the lobby. It was a room off of the lobby with like 3 or 4 computers in it. And I was like, all right, well, this is where I'm gonna stay.
so she's down there. So anyway, so he comes and gets you and fucking basically kidnaps you with a fucking knife and all this crazy shit. Slams you, takes you out to the fucking woods.
It was one of the streets off on Lake Ontario.
Oh, that's where that happened?
Off the Parkway, yeah.
Ah.
Threw my phone, bust it. I didn't.
It was awful.
Yeah.
And I don't even know. I didn't even know what the fuck was going on. I'm trying to think at that point.
I'm pretty sure you had left because you had work the next morning.
So I was just out.
Yeah.
And I don't think I talked to you until.
I think it was the next morning. I don't know.
At some point. Yeah, because I don't remember that going down and knowing about it. So at some point we're back together. We're out again all night. So she's like, we're just running, or I just picking her up. We're running around like fucking crazy. We're going all over the place. I'm dealing drugs. I'm fucking re-upping. I'm doing all this shit. So I drop her off one night. Challenger's fresh, dog. Like 3 days old. Nobody's got that shit. Shit is mad ill. I pull up on a street. She says, pull over to this street, whatever. And I'm like, all right, I pull over to the street.
Maple Ave.
It was but they don't fucking know.
Right.
So she says, pull up to this street and let me out here. And I don't know, like, this town at all. So I just, like, pull up. And I'm sitting there and we're just talking. She's, all right, yeah, you know, I'll see you again soon, yeah, whatever. And I'm, like, looking behind me, and I see headlights turn on. And it's across a street, like we turned off of this street. And it looks like it's in a driveway or something, right? Headlights turn on. And I'm like, huh, that's fucking weird. Son, I don't know what the fuck happened. Boom! This motherfucker apparently was in this parking lot across the way just waiting, right? So he fucking throws his whole body into the driver's door of my brand new fucking car. I said, fuck! I'm like, oh shit. You said go. So I fucking put it in drive. I bounce. He's like trying to open the door and shit. He couldn't get the door open. I fucking pull off. It had just started snowing. I think that might have been the first time it snowed that fucking year. I think. Maybe a little bit. But I remember thinking, this shit's rear wheel drive. I don't know how to drive this motherfucker in the snow. I'm cutting down all these streets. We're like doing some like, you're fucking scared at this point. I'm driving like a fucking maniac. I look, there's 2 fucking vehicles behind me. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, well, I'm thinking, and I'm doing I'm calling Snook over and over. I know he's got the chopper. I'm like, I'm going to lead them to there. And I'm calling. Fuck. I'm trying to fucking bounce. I don't remember. You said, get me the fuck out of here. Like, I gotta get the.
Yeah, so let me out.
I'm fucked. So I pull over. She gets out. I fucking pull off. The 2 cars fucking buzz by her.
Which almost hit me.
They almost hit her. So they blow by her, right? I'm out. I'm doing this shit. I'm like, all right. I got back to where I knew kind of where I was going. I'm calling. He's not answering. I said, fuck. Well, I'm not gonna bring him to my house. I said, I can't lead them there because I just don't want them to know where I'm at. So I'm fucking like, all right. I said, well, it's 2 cars. Usually where I'm from, that means one of them motherfuckers is full and you needed another car for at least one other person, or not, if not 2 full cars. So I'm like, fuck, this is about to be bad. Like 2 single people in cars don't chase you, right? And it turned out to be different than what I thought, but that's what I'm thinking. All this is going on. I don't even know that my shit's fucked up yet. So I end up pulling into my job. I'm like, I know this place. I got a bat. That's all I got is a baseball bat. I'm like, fuck it. Here he goes. This is about to be bad. Son, there's a fucking police officer there, right? Like in my work parking lot in the back. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. You weren't even there.
No, I wasn't there.
Where the fuck were you? You must have walked home.
I did.
Because they continued to chase. So this Jake fucking sees me pull in, sees these 2 cars pull in, and he pulls up and he's like, what the fuck is going on here? This motherfucker gets out. I see him run up. He looks in the car. She's not in the car. He's looking. He goes, where's my wife? And I said, I don't fucking know. We're going back and forth. He's yelling. The cop's like, dude, I don't want nothing to do with this shit. I'm like, my car's all fucked up. I looked, my door's all caved in. Jake said, nothing I could do. I didn't see none of this happen. I don't, how do I? And I was like, whatever, dog. Like, so this Jake that just happened to be there, I see one other person kind of, I think, getting out of the car, which ended up being your brother. I think he was like out, but not all the way out. And all I could see was faces in this. It was a pickup, I think, right?
Yeah.
What did, or no, was there, how many fucking whips was there?
I think there was 2.
Oh, it was Tom Mullet in his SUV,
yeah,
and then your brother's pickup.
Yeah.
Sorry, shout out Tom Mullet. Sorry I called you out like that. You're in some fucked up shit right now, so shout out to you, dog. So the cop says, all of you get the fuck out of here. And I'm like, fuck. I go over to Snooks. He's like, fuck, your whip is all fucked up. It's brand fucking new. I'm like, what the fuck? Whatever. Which ended up not being whatever for everyone. So that he's like, I was in the bath. I was taking a fucking bath. He said, I'm sorry. I said, well, it's nothing happened. I was like, it's all done now. I thought she set me up, like 100%. I was like, fuck, she set me up. She didn't think it was going to go like that. So now I'm like mad paranoid and shit. I ended up suing him. I didn't call the cops. I fucking went to court. I said, this dude fucked up my car. He needs to fix this shit. This motherfucker, all he had to do was say, no, I didn't. I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
It was my word against his. There was no documentation. There was no nothing. This motherfucker, I don't know what he said. I don't know if he admitted. I can't remember.
He must have.
You were there, but I don't know if you were there. You were in the building.
Yeah, I wasn't in there.
So fucking the DA or ADA or whatever brings me in. He's like, he admitted the damage in your vehicle. What do you want to do? Do you want to press charges? I said, no, I don't want to press charges. I just want to pay for this shit. And they said, all right, we'll put a fucking judgment against him for, I think, whatever it was, estimates or, because there wasn't a set dollar amount, I don't think. Or was there? I
know what I ended up paying.
So I can't remember what it was. They said send 3 estimates. Oh, yeah. Because I went to Lions Collision and all this shit, so I had to get 3 estimates and deliver them back to the courthouse, right? And so I delivered the estimates back to the courthouse. She ends up having this. He's such a fucking bum. He has her pay that shit, and I got a check. It was for like, I think it was like $890 or some shit. At some point, eventually. And then I got my fucking door fixed, and it was never the same again. It was never the fucking same. It was always fucked up after that. But then I would drive around. I pulled up at work, and the whole door's caved in, and I made a sign that I hung from the work. And I said, fucking custom work by Josh Reed, and I would hang it on the mirror and shit, because it was a beautiful car, and it was all fucked up. Well, it wasn't all fucked up. It was actually kind of hard to notice unless you really looked. But So then, after this, at some point, I get a phone call from you. There's mad people in the background. And you said, what did you say?
I said I didn't want to do this anymore.
She said, I can't do it no more. That's it. I said, damn. Fucking whatever, dog. So
that's not really what I wanted, though. I had people
your
in
mother,
my ear.
Everyone
Everyone that was there
was pressing you.
Yeah.
Now, when I met your mother for the first time, was that before or after this phone call?
That was after.
That was after we picked it back up.
Yeah.
So this is kind of funny. Her mother still is upset about this, that this happened. Who was I in there with? Billy?
Yeah.
Billy the Marine, who was on. He was home on leave from his first tour, I think. Mm-hmm. Right? I think he just got back from Afghanistan, and he was home, and he was mad scared about me smoking some weed in the car. He was all bugged out about that shit. So I pulled up to the store. Jimmy the Ghost stays in the car. Me and Billy go in. Your mother, I don't know, you guys were talking something. I said something to you. I don't even know how she knew. She knew. And we talked on the phone before. She wasn't happy. She called me. She psycho called me 100 times while I was at work. Phone just kept ringing. I was like, who the fuck is this? I had no idea.
I had no idea she was doing that either.
Son. And I said something, and it got blown out of context. So I got on the phone. I never met the kids at this point. I didn't even know them. I didn't know anything about nothing. I fucking swear. And she's going, you're gonna hurt my grandbabies, my da 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 da. She kept saying all this shit, and I'm like, I never even met them. I said, I don't give a fuck about your grandbabies. What the fuck are you talking about? Why are you fucking calling me? And I don't know, were we not even talking at that point? Or we were? The timeline is so fucking long ago.
Know.
There was all these things that happened. So she went and told her, hey, well, at some point I got off the phone with him. He's like, fuck your grandbaby. And that's not what the fuck. She was just going on and on about them, and I didn't know, like, why. Whatever. Them grandbabies end up costing me a lot of motherfucking money. They still costing me a lot of money.
But they love you.
I know. They're good kids. They're great kids. You know, like, I gotta say, my two are fucking total assholes.
But they're good kids.
They're good kids too, but Brad and Alyssa are fucking, they're like real good. They were like real good. They didn't do nothing. They didn't do nothing bad, like, ever. Like, I can't even think of anything bad they ever did. And now Brad he'll be 20. He'll be 20 in December, and Alyssa is 18, and they have still never done nothing bad. And if they did, they didn't get caught, and it wasn't even a big deal. So at some point, he bounces. right? I mean, he's got to. He's out. I'm in. I don't really remember.
I remember he went to court for whatever reason. You remember he had the U-Haul pulled up with his mom, and they went to court. I don't remember what it was for. Maybe it was something to do. I don't know. But then they had left and drove.
Was that the end of our thing? Was that the second date of after I submitted all the shit and they closed the case?
It might have been, yeah.
And then you got stuck with the bill and he bounced. He had a motorcycle.
I think
and a
that's
U-Haul
why
or some
I
shit.
ended up paying it, was because, I mean, he left.
Because you were nice.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was, because the first court date was just fucking where he admitted that he fucking stupid. He could have just said, anyway, there was no evidence, there was no police report, there was no nothing. It was just my word and small claims court. Anyway, so yeah, that must have been what it was, and they rolled the fuck out, or he rolled out at least.
No, him and his mom.
They
went to court together.
Ripped to her. She tried a couple times I talked to her. She fucking treated me with the proper respect. So,
and then they drove to Arizona right after court.
Right after that.
Yeah.
And then he was out.
And then he was out.
And then he, just like that, abandoned both of his children. Boom. So you and I continued on. We were like full time at that point, right? When he bounced.
Yeah.
Then we had all kinds of fucking problems.
It was a rough start.
It was a real rough start. It was like fucking, it felt like it was a rough, like 13-year start.
It wasn't that bad.
No, like 11. So, surprise, time to have Aaron. Bam. Now we're about to have a baby and shit, right? We're having fucking, like, oh shit, so she's married, he's out. She's technically still married. and now I'm so we go in the store, me, Billy the Marine, Jimmy's in the car. He always said he wishes he didn't wait in the car. Her mother says, she looks, and I think she's like looking at me, and she's like, no, it's him. She says, there's that fucking twerp motherfucker. And she was like the boss at the store.
Yeah.
She was the top dog there. She fucking went crazy. And I was like, oh shit. And I said, she's going fucking nuts. Like, she wants to kill me. And I remember I said, it's nice meeting you. And I had a water and I left. I didn't pay for it. And you had to pay for it.
I did.
I get in the car and Billy's like, what the fuck, man? This is great. He's like, I can't believe I'm home and this is happening. And I always thought that was kind of funny. And Jimmy's like, what the fuck happened? And I'm like, let me tell you. So then fast forward a minute. We're fucking, that's our, now we're like a couple. We're official. And then I started coming to stay. Mm-hmm. And then I fucking stay and don't leave. And then I took over the coffee table and ruined it for Devastator. So, so I kind of got off track like I always do. So I picked you up one time. And this is when I said, she's ill, son. After JR fucked my car up, I was like, oh, I'm going to have to kill this dude. If he, obviously he's out of his fucking mind. And she said that he was riding around with the strap, or supposedly he had some shotgun.
I don't really think he was. I think he was just lying. But either way.
Whatever.
Yeah. So
I pull up to get her, open the door. You tell, because it's different when you say shit than when I say shit.
I don't know. I don't know what it was up there. I just knew that you had a gun in the front seat. And
you fucking sat next to it,
and I put my coat over it.
She puts her jacket over the top of the SK with the fucking 30 hanging out. It's in the passenger seat. It's like tucked in.
It's like right near my leg.
Yeah, it was tucked in on the in the crotch of the seat against the fucking center console, fucking right there. She just got in, and I was like, depending on how she reacts right now, it'll say a lot about how this is gonna go, man. She looked at that shit and she just put her jacket over it and fucking draped it over the top, and I was like, oh yeah. I was like, we're good. I don't remember what the fuck night that was. That was a night. I don't know. It
might have been the night he Was that the night he pulled in the gas station after us?
I thought that was in the day.
No.
Oh, it was
that
because I
at
was
night.
like, come on, motherfucker.
Yeah, because we went to the was it the VFW?
Did I take you to VFW?
Yeah.
Boy, no,
And your friend was like, look at the boobs on her.
oh, that was at the Sacred Heart Club.
Okay.
Bill fucking Steer. Shout out Bill Steer. He's like, look at those things. Look at those titties. He was a good ass dude. He was funny. Him and his brother. Shout out Sam Steer, two fucking good ass dudes. But that was then? Yeah, he pulled through the parking lot. We had like a standoff. I don't remember if he pulled by or he just pulled by both of us using his fucking shit. And he did like the cutthroat thing with his thumb. And I had to yap her right there. And we were like, I think we both like started laughing.
Yeah.
Like, come on, son. He had, he didn't have no fucking idea. Which I'm glad it didn't turn out that way. I talk a lot of shit. But I'm glad I didn't. I mean, dude, I would have had to go to prison. You can't kill people. No. You can't do. But at the time, I was like, I'm gonna kill someone. I didn't have any kids at the time. They didn't already have a father already. He was. They would have got a check. They would have at least got a steady check until till now. That's fucked up. See, she's like. So now everyone knows I'm very open about my drug use and abuse, right? So we're at a movie one night. What?
You always have to tell this stupid story.
So we're at a movie one night, right? With the Crazies at the theater. And this bitch will not get off the damn phone. She's texting like a motherfucker. She had a BlackBerry. And I remember I'm like, motherfucker, I'm a drug dealer. And I am not drug dealing at the movie theater. This bitch cost me $45 up in this bitch. Popcorn, big ass drinks. Anyway, she's on the shit. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? So I can't remember if I was dropping you off or but we were going back to the house, whatever. You were
We
like,
stopped at the store.
Yes, we did stop.
Oh
at
yeah,
the
yeah,
store.
yeah. But
She says, "Oh, we gotta stop at." She fucking waited till I passed all the stores. It was an hour ride from the movies to where we were going. We passed 50 fucking stores, right? Oh, I forgot. I got a whatever. And I'm like, whatever. So I pull up to the store. And I pulled up. And there's a car pulled up out front. And it's late. And I'm watching in the mirror. And she like starts talking to the person. And I'm like, oh, I know this. I know this dance. She's like, oh, blah, ha, ha, fucking laughing. And she does the lean into the fucking whip. And I said, motherfucker. All right. She gets back in the car. And I'm thinking, she's got that shit in her left pocket. I watched it. I watched her come out of the car and then hands in the pocket. And I'm like, and really it wasn't like a big ass deal. But the big deal is that she said she wasn't on no fucking drugs, right? I'm like, whatever. So we're driving. She's like, oh, I just saw this guy. Or some dude I know. And I'm like, all right. I like reach over and fucking start reaching in her pocket. And it was the wrong pocket because I was watching in a fucking mirror. And I didn't really take that into account. It was in her other pocket. But the way that she reacted was like a dead ass giveaway. I said, what the fuck? Oh, so she was buying some drugs, right? Whatever. We was all fucking. So, at some point, now you're like dabbling. Now, well, you're taking the shit, but it doesn't really seem to be affecting anything.
it wasn't every day.
It wasn't every day, and it wasn't affecting everything, it seemed like. And this was around what? Like the fucking. This was 09, 10, 11?
This was 10.
Probably 10.
At this point, yeah.
And
because I had just started dabbling like right before I met you.
good old JR got
Yes.
you set up.
I had hurt my pinky. I had got my nails done and my nail ripped off. And he said, I have something that will help you.
Ah!
And that was that.
See? That's how it always fucking starts. I got something for that. That's how I watched fucking JW there get fucking hooked by Dan Lear. Boy, that was a long road. I don't know what the fuck. He might be still on that fucking road. So you end up getting bad. At one point, I ended up getting bad with you. Mm-hmm. I was all fucked up. I was taking antidepressants. I was like bugging out of my fucking mind. Antidepressants, I fucked that all up. Then I stopped taking them. Apparently you can't do that. And then I said, fuck it. I took drugs before, and then I just kind of stopped. And then I was like, fuck it. So you and I were all fucked up together Aaron was born in September, the end of September. I can't at all remember. October was just I don't. And that
I think it was only that month.
Yeah.
It wasn't very long.
Nah, I hammed out for
Maybe it was a couple weeks.
It was fucked up. It was real bad. And then you continued until Sophia.
Yes.
And it wasn't even, and even then it really.
It wasn't bad then. No.
And I stopped working at the factory in November.
After Aaron was born.
Yeah, November after he was born. And then, so all I had was drug dealing. And then I was working with my dad a little bit here and there. I think I tried to start full time with him, but we just couldn't. I was just like put it in his lap, like, yo, fucking have me on now. And he's like, what the fuck, dude? I do this shit by myself. Then Sophia comes. Well, she doesn't come. She's Sophia. It's time for Sophia. Now I always gotta say, you were always fucking awesome. You stopped doing drugs. And this is pills we're talking about. I don't want you to think she's fucking doing heroin or smoking crack. We both really like to enjoy the pills at different points and everything. You would always stop. After Bones was born, that was like the longest stretch of everything getting fucked up.
Yeah.
And that was real fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
And that shit, and I was equally, I stopped doing drugs in January after that. All was like drugs. I stopped doing pills and shit for my fucking month-long episode, but then I stopped smoking weed. It was the last thing I was doing. And mushrooms. We were fucking around. We were doing all kinds of drugs.
Yeah, but that was before, like, Aaron and Sophia.
Right. But drugs were a big part of fucking, and that wasn't your thing. I started introducing you to fucking Molly and fucking massive amounts of all this fucking fuck shit and mushrooms and fucking bugged out shit. We had some fun though. We did have a little bit of fun, but it was always like a fucking bad next day.
Yeah.
So you end up ultimately, and I am the 100% enabler. We got to the lowest point I think we've ever been at. I fucking drove my credit into the ground. We were fucking doing all types of bullshit, bank fucking around, overdraft fucking. It was like as bad as it ever was for a long fucking time. You got down to what?
Maybe 122 pounds.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, maybe 118. It wasn't less than that. I know that.
Motherfucker. So, she won't allow it, but if I could show you pictures, that shit looked terrible. And she thought she looked fucking fire, I think.
Yeah, I was skinny.
You were skinny. She was mad skinny, son. It was real bad. It was like real bad. But I'm equally as guilty. Because I should have been a fucking man and cut you the fuck off. But I didn't. But
then I would just be an asshole and
you would try to make my life as miserable as you possibly could. Yeah. And then if I didn't provide, if that whatever, then shit would come up missing. It was real bad. But I'm not here to bash you because I was equally complicit in fucking all of this shit. I was getting a hold of people. I was traveling. I was over in the avenues buying pills in the fucking hood with people I didn't know, driving around. It was all bad. All of that was bad. It was all, and I was complicit because when I would come home, no matter what the fuck it was, and I dropped that shit on the table, it was like, we have a good night now. Mm-hmm. And then it was, so we would, shout out to Luis. When I told him our sleep schedule, he was like deeply fucking concerned because what time would we go to bed?
3, 4.
And what time would I get up?
6, 7.
That was like every day.
Yeah.
We were drinking 5-hour energies at fucking midnight. And I remember it got to the point where I would be like happy. I'd be like, shit, it's midnight. I got fucking 3 more hours of fucking watching TV, playing fucking video games, chilling, whatever. And it was like, oh, we still got plenty of night left. The night is young. Chain smoking. That shit started to take a fucking toll on, I think, both of us in general. And then it was bad. We fucked everything up. We had family. Shout out MKA. We had all kinds of people. Shout out Dick. No one knew the extent of how fucked up we were. And it wasn't a very public
And shout
thing.
out Jimmy.
Shout out Jimmy. I asked Jimmy to fucking text her all kinds of shit.
I was so mad when I found out.
All this, because I didn't know what else to do at that point. I didn't even know what else to do. She was dealing with all these fucked up people. Fucking these drug people were like falling in love with her. I was about to kill this one dude. I was all good fucking. I was about to kill his ass. Anyway, I was about to kill. I was thinking about killing multiple fucking people at that point. And then we get the fucking Child Protective Services there after this dude tries to force his way in our fucking house. And I was like, no, I wasn't there for the forcing the way in. He
came. He opened the door and walked in our house.
But I wasn't there for that.
No, you weren't there. It was me and the kids.
But when did what was happening?
He came over.
When I pulled the drawer out where the gun was underneath the dresser drawer.
So I think he came over because he would always be like weird and say, oh, I have candy for the kids. Oh, I have this or that for the kids. And you had answered the door and you were like, nah.
I say, get the fuck out of here. But even then, I would do all that and you were still fucking up. You would say you weren't. So I would always be thinking like, all right, she's about to be doing the right thing. So I'm like telling these people, fuck you, get the fuck up out of here. So I end up having a thing with this dude. And he didn't want no fucking problems. And I didn't even have a gun on him or nothing. I didn't have it out or anything. And then fucking 3 days later, there's a knock at the door with clipboard people. So there's all this shit happening. They fucking didn't even matter. She went there, pissed dirty. They fucking told me I was a junkie. And I'm like, dude, I could tell by the circles around your eyes that you're on drugs. And I was like, all right.
That still upsets you.
Dude, that fucking permanently damaged me. And now all I could think about is the fucking bags under my eyes. And I sleep regular. Anyway, okay. No, like even that, like you went there, you pissed dirty, you told them, oh, I need help. And that was it. Like that was.
Yeah, they had me take, I had to come in for like a class or something.
Of course,
and
we
pee
walked
in a
around.
cup, and then they want me to take Suboxone, and I didn't want to do that.
And ultimately, it was nothing.
Yeah.
So, and I say that because I'm like, what else do I do? So I have Jimmy the Ghost. I said, text her, scare her, say I'll tell you it like inside information and shit that only like certain people would know to make it seem more believable. And I was like, I want her to think it's a fucking another girl. One of these people that she's dealing with.
I thought that for a while.
And so he's going on. He's doing whatever. He would do whatever I asked him to do because he fucking gave me his credit card and said when we had no groceries, and he said, use whatever you got. He goes, you gotta pay me back at some point. He's like, but whatever you need, just use this and get what you need and we'll figure it out later. So I'm like, all right, word. so he's doing that on the side. I can't even remember how. It was something about adding a phone number. It showed an email or some shit.
It was on Facebook. I think one day I had looked the phone number up on Facebook because I was like, who the fuck is this? And he popped up. He had his phone number attached to Facebook. Excuse me. And that's how I found out it was him.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Nah. That wasn't it. Because it wasn't it.
I'm pretty sure it was.
I remember what it was.
Or maybe he was in my phone. I had his number saved in my phone.
But it wasn't his phone he was texting you from. He had a bullshit number, but the bullshit number was linked to his email because when you said to me, you go, J. Kells.
Oh.
And I said,
yeah, okay.
and then she said, motherfucker. And I said,
I was upset that you guys did that. I was more upset at the things he was saying.
Right. And that was my doing.
Because yes, I was doing drugs, but he was saying other things too.
He was.
I wasn't calling me a whore.
A hoe.
A hoe.
Because I remember
yeah.
you were like,
and I was like, what? Excuse, that's one thing I'm fucking not.
But that was on my pretend to be a girl, say things that a girl would say. But anyway, so she took offense to that, and this was a long motherfucking time ago now.
Yeah.
This is like almost 5 years ago at this point. Now today.
I think it was 2019.
So nothing worked. Nothing worked. And then I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened. There was no nothing. There wasn't an event. Right?
Oh, but before we go any further,
yeah.
I have to say,
yeah.
Jimmy, I'm not mad at you.
Jimmy doesn't.
I forgive you.
Jimmy doesn't listen, but
show him this.
Right.
I forgive you.
But it was
I'm sorry too.
But it was my fault. So I'm equally complicit in all this, and I don't remember what it was. There was no event, right?
No, it was.
Shout out Jimmy.
It was the beginning of COVID.
Yes.
That's what it was.
And I don't remember, like you said, like I'm done, or I can't remember what it was. I don't know, because you would always plead with me.
Yeah.
Get me this, and it would just, that'll be it. And I didn't believe you, but I did. Like every time I was like, maybe this will be it. Maybe this will be it. And then it was for, I don't remember what the fuck happened. It was weeks. And I think we went to New York City.
It was months.
It was a month?
Yeah. The first time I had said I was done was June of 2020. And then we had went to New York City.
A couple times, though. We went once, and then we went back in September. We went July fucking 4th or some shit. Or July 3rd or 5th.
Yeah, I was right in the middle of COVID.
And it was just beautiful. It was a beautiful time. That's not sarcastic. It was like the most beautiful time to go to New York City. We had no idea. We should have enjoyed it a little more. But then you didn't leave. You used to take the car. You used to be gone. You used to take the kids. You'd be gone. So during this couple months, that didn't happen anymore. Mm-hmm. And then one day you said, I want to go somewhere, wherever it was.
It was the first day the kid, was it the first? I don't remember.
We had just did something.
Yeah.
Because I remember I was like, how do we do that and have so much fucking fun? And that's what you fucking feel like you need to go do. Because I think it was when we got back from New York City in September.
I think so, yeah.
And which was still a beautiful time. That was like, it was still shut the fuck down and quiet. And it was like way cool. And we had a good time with our friends there. Shout out fucking Dutch Vega. Flaco Bayo. I don't think he likes Dutch Vega no more. But shout out him and his wife. They fucking always accepted us with open arms. And when we just would show up, like, yo, I'm going to be there later. And you were like, yo, I need to go here. Whatever it was. I want to go buy something. And I was like, huh. All right. So then you leave, you came back, and I said, motherfucker.
You knew right away.
I fucking was like, look at me. And you said.
That's what you would always say.
Look, close your fucking eyes. Close your eyes. Open them. Close. Stay. She's standing with her eyes. With her. I was a dude. She like made me a fucking psychopath.
You bought drug tests and made me pee.
I look at my Amazon, son. I was getting drug tests delivered fucking like once a week, multiple, and I would just be like, "Yo," hand her a cup. She'll piss in a cup. I did that for mad long, and she was like, yeah, you're right. I fucked up. I don't know why. And I'm like, psst. Just when I thought it was all good. And then I'm like, this is we're never going to get done with this. I'm just going to have to, leaving was always in my mind. Like, I got to leave. That'll get her right if I'm not here. And then I was always worried, what are you going to do without me here? And it always scared me. What would you do? Who would fucking move in here? Would one of these fucking dickheads that's been fucking stalking on you, and you're fucking dealing with them and they're taking it the wrong way because you're being nice, but they're just a fucking hookup. And it always bothered me. So I was just like, we're fucked. I just would like to die. I just want to die. I wanted to fucking die every day. And then it was like a magical fucking switch. You said, I'm sorry, I'm fucking done. I'm fucking...
I had that one slip up, and then ever since then.
And then that was when? Not the slip up. When you said I'm fucking, that's it.
September 10th.
What year?
2020.
And we are almost there.
To 4 years. 4
fucking years. So shout out to you. I'm extremely proud of you. And after that, I continued. She got drug tested for, how long? Months. And you would do it. You wouldn't even bitch. You wouldn't even say nothing. You wouldn't complain. I still thought you fucked up that one time.
I swear on everything I didn't.
But then I believe you. I do believe you because, I don't know. But it was awful. It was fucking weird. And I was like, what the fuck? That everything bagel season. And then I looked and they were like, yo, that shit will make you test positive. I said, get the fuck rid of that shit. And then it was gone. It didn't happen anymore. It didn't happen after that. It didn't happen the next day. So it was I do believe that. But I was like, and you have been fucking grinding every single day. And I don't think I leave here. And correct me if I'm wrong, because I know you know fucking everything and you don't forget anything. That I tell you I'm proud of you every day.
Every day.
Because I am. And I'm not just saying that. That's our private conversations, but I'm here publicly telling you that I am fucking proud of you. And in that time, I told her, quit doing drugs, I'll buy you a fucking house, right? I went to work. I fucking saved like a maniac. She had no fucking clue, and I knew I couldn't tell her. And she didn't ask. She would talk shit. She would say shit, and I wouldn't fucking tell her how much money there was. And I fucking I wouldn't. That she didn't know. And I said, I'll buy you a house in a year. Well, the whole world fell apart this year. It's getting hot out here, isn't it?
No, it's fine.
Are you crying?
I was.
Don't cry. Yo, shout out to you, man. You fucking killed it. Dude, I didn't think there was no fucking hope. But I always knew that you were fucking in there. Because there would be like these times. There would be these glimpses of what I remember and being happy and shit. And you fucking killed it, son. You fucking killed it. You like did exactly what you said you were going to do. And you did exactly what I said you couldn't do. Because I said there's no fucking way. You need to go on Suboxone. You need to go on methadone. You need to go to fucking groups. I
refused.
You wouldn't do any of that shit. And I said, we need to get her an intervention. We need to fucking do this. We need to... And now I've been fucking up relationships with my friends between all of us. Because we were all good friends with Jimmy and everything. And fucking I fucked that all up trying all this different shit. And I was just like, there's no way she's going to be like this forever. And she fucking pulled it off. And you... are fucking killing it. And so I know this whole episode has been like kind of fucking, I don't want anyone to think badly about Erica. She's fucking, I love her more than my whole entire life. And she has shown me all these things over all these years that you can do all kinds of shit. And I'm so glad that you sent that message that day and opened up that line and you were a fucking weirdo.
Me too, because I would run and hide when you would come in the store.
And we had, over the last 15 fucking years, we had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We had a lot of bad fucking, seriously bad fucking times. But we laughed a whole lot. We did a lot of fun shit. And I really wanted you to come on here and to tell people, because a lot of people deal with drug problems and shit. Like, a lot of people reach out to me after I talk about shit like this, and they're like, yo, I'm struggling with this, or I'm this many months clean, or I'm this many months sober, or I'm trying, I want to get like this. And a lot of people have heard just me saying about me and blah blah my accomplishments or whatever the fuck, but I wanted to showcase your fucking accomplishments, because we bought a fucking house and it was possible because of you and your fucking sober app. What does it say we've saved in fucking drugs? She got a sober tracking app, right? And she put like the bare minimum of what we used to spend.
I think it was $50 a day is what I put.
It was either 40 or 50.
40 or 50, remember. Something like that. But it says we've saved $72,500.
I didn't like put that in my pocket, but and that'll be 4 years in a week or so.
Yep.
How many days? What's today? Oh, it's probably like about 2 weeks.
Yeah, on the 10th of September.
Right around there. I don't even know what today is.
Today's the 30th.
So
11 days?
11 days or 12, something, I don't know. Whatever it is with the 31st, I don't know. But so you were active, going hard for how many years?
Drug using?
Yeah.
Oh, I would say
like where we were just paying out. That's all we paid was drugs. Like all of our money, every dime, every dime.
I would say the worst years were 2016 to 2019. That was like the worst. Heavy
fucking.
Yeah.
And so what the reason I say that is because in little less than 4 years it says 70,000. So we must have blown through 100 G's.
Yeah.
And that was everything I made, everything I hustled, every fucking birthday card, everything just went right there, just flowed right into there. And it was all fucked up. And you totally turned that around, and now we're in a house, and like simple shit is not a big fucking deal anymore. Like whatever it is, it's not like, oh my fucking god, how am I gonna get $28? Dick, can you fucking PayPal me $30? And you know, it's like fucking, and fucking shout out to everybody that did. And it was, I'd never thought that there would be an out to that. And you fucking, you are a prime and shining example that there is a light out there at the end of every fucking tunnel.
You just have to want to do it.
You got to do it. And I think, and you and I talk about that still to this day. I mean, not like it's been 30 years, but, and we're still talking about it 30 years later, but fucking 4 years later, I still bring up when we talk about this shit that didn't matter who or what or how much or what I said, what I did, or who showed up with a clipboard or who showed up fucking, and it's 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon and we're asleep and my mom comes over and all the fucking, we had blankets up in the windows, it's all dark in the fucking house. We ain't have a fucking pot to piss in, fucking no money, no nothing, and they like show up like they like, I think they showed up to bring like scribe parts over.
Yeah, it was your sister and Brandon and
And it was looking rough. We
Yeah.
slept on the floor. We ain't sleep on the floor because we were on drugs or nothing. That was just because we didn't. The
we
kids
had a
all the
small
fucking
apartment.
small apartment, 4 fucking kids in it, and we just slept on the floor down in the kitchen in the living room for years. And then, so when people would come in that scenario, it's 4:00. It's pitch black in the fucking house. Everyone's sleeping. It was all fucked up. And I was right there. I was a part of it. I was ready to go rock and roll. I'm texting people I never talked to in fucking years. I text my old barber, "Yo, you know where to get anything?" He's like, "No." The fuck? What the fuck? And then still that kind of goes to show like how many fucking friends you had. Friends. How many friends I had. Friends. You know, and then what happened? You had all these bitches, all these motherfuckers.
I don't talk to anyone.
But when you stopped coming with money,
Yeah.
then what?
No one ever got a hold of me.
And that's the way it was.
Yeah.
And it
And
was,
I don't care.
well, dude, you're so much fucking better off. Look where all those people are at right now. You know what I mean? And you can go to sleep every night without. You just go to bed. You know, Unisom, little Unisom. But shout out to you, and I love you, and I appreciate what you did for everybody. And oh, that's where I got off track. Is no matter what anyone says, whatever, I could say anything, I could do anything. People could come there, see us looking fucked up. Clipboard people show up. Look, everyone's looking fucked up. We're fucking doing this and that. And in the end, it had to take her wanting to do it. And there was nothing anyone could say or do that would make that happen.
Yeah.
And you did it because you wanted to. Or because, I don't know why.
I think I was just tired.
It was a long run. Dog, you were on a fucking long run. Yeah, I gotta say, she was on a run, son. Word. Yo, shout out to you. And I gotta give fucking props for it. And you'll probably start crying again, but I'm sorry, I gotta do it. So at some point during our relationship, I can't even remember, the kids, Ronnie was little. I think Bones was even littler. Erica's dad shows up to our fucking house, right? He lived in Kentucky. I never met him. This motherfucker.
You heard all about it.
I heard all about him. Yo, I heard. Sorry, Erica's mom. But all she ever did was talk shit about him, right? Talk mad shit. Her ex-husband, you know, He's such a terrible person, whatever. So this is all I ever heard. Well, not all I ever heard. Erica never really said too much bad about him. She just said he like wasn't great. You know, he just like fucking.
He wasn't there.
He wasn't there. But he wasn't like abusive.
But
to
he wasn't
you
abusive
or,
to me.
No, you know. It was
Now,
like,
if you ask my brother, he has a different.
your brother's a pussy though. He was probably being a dad. What? just shout out Nicholas Vincent. You're a pussy a little bit. He was one of the motherfuckers that was chasing me that night, and it turned out to be him. His old lady and her oldest kid was like 10. And Tom Mullet and JR, that's who was chasing me. Anyway, so her dad pulls up, brand new Dodge pickup, brand fucking new. 2 dogs in it. A couple totes with some shit in it. Shows up. We talked outside. He's like, I bought a Hellcat too. I'm like, oh, he bought a fucking Hellcat too. He like shows me this paper real quick and puts it back in his pocket. It was like some official paperwork, but there was like, he didn't want me to read it.
He didn't want to read it.
Yeah, he was like, look at this, bam. It was mad funny, yo. So I'm out there entertaining this shit. Dude, all the bad shit her mother ever said, and anyone, whatever they say, even his own mother said like foul shit. Son, he never asked us for a fucking dime. He lived out of state. He didn't know how fucked up anything was. Never asked for a dime. Never fucking said, oh, can you fucking float me $100? Never nothing. Never asked for a fucking thing from us. So Erica always thought like, and she was right, But she was like, he's kind of like bad off. He's kind of scamming. He's like, he's just kind of scamming to get by. He live by small means and shit. So for him to roll up in this brand new fucking truck showing Hellcat paperwork, right? Then he's showing videos on his phone walking around the dealership. They got his name in the fucking, like, they're wrapping the car in a bow with his name in the fucking shit. And he's walking around and they're like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And they're like wrapping, they're getting it ready. She tells me, I don't know what the fuck. He rolled up. I called the dealership. I was at a job. I called the dealership. I looked up the dealerships in the area of where he lived in Kentucky. I said, "Did a guy come?" There was a guy came in, bought a truck, and they said, "And a Hellcat." And I said, "Motherfucker." He was saying he had millions of dollars and all this shit, right? And I'm like, huh. And so I'm like, we're both saying, like, something about this is not right. But we're calling the place. They're like, yeah, he bought them both. And this is the fucking dealership. They had no idea. I'm just a guy calling. I said, this is going to sound crazy. So he came up, he chilled, took pictures with the kids. He met some woman that he met on Facebook. Definitely hit the skins. I know it. I know he did. And then he bounced, right? It was all bullshit. I don't know. He scammed. He finessed this dealership, scammed them, drove this truck to fucking New York from Kentucky. Dude, Frank Gallagher in the flesh. I got to meet him for one time. It was awesome. I have to say, it was like, he was such a fun, fucking cool guy to talk to. So shout out to fucking Randy. Randy passed away. That fucking cancer is a motherfucker. But it wasn't the cancer that killed him. It was what?
COPD.
COPD. So quit smoking. We have both quit smoking. If you can quit smoking, please quit smoking. If you're listening to this and you feel like you need to quit some drugs, also try to quit that fucking smoking. The best thing I ever did. Only thing I really miss. I really miss smoking. I really fucking miss. And she quit smoking. So I quit smoking.
I quit them both at the same time.
You quit smoking and drugs.
At the same time.
And I stopped smoking because I had the COVID before the COVID. Mm-hmm. Was a COVID. It was just nothing. It wasn't anything at the time. This was December of 19.
Yeah.
Or what, December 19?
January. December 19?
20, and then January 20. Yeah. Because we were at Christmas, we had to leave.
Yep.
Because Ronnie spiked 100 fucking something fever.
Mm-hmm.
We had to leave. We all got this lingering shit. It was all fucked up. And then 2 months later, the world shuts down. So I'm pretty sure we had that shit. But anyway, I quit smoking. Yo, she continued on smoking till
August. I quit smoking in August.
Son, like a real gangster. I had to have help from COVID. She said, I don't even remember what. Like, I fucking, fuck this. I'm going to try to quit.
Yeah, I was like, why you quit? Why am I the only one smoking? I only started smoking because of you.
Oh, so she started smoking Black and Miles. She smoked Black and Miles just like me.
I never smoked ever.
We smoke. Oh shit, we smoked how much Black and Miles a day?
I don't know. Too many.
Lots and lots and lots and lots. Fuck, I probably spent $100-something a week on Black and Miles.
But I started smoking because you and I had broken up, and it reminded me. The smell reminded me of you, so I started smoking.
Fuck that all off. See, I'm a constant bad influence on everybody I'm around. So shout out to Randy. We went down. We got what we could in fucking Kentucky, and he was living in like an apartment in an apartment complex. Man, these fucking people, man, they were like vultures. And we showed up. It was real weird. Everything was real weird about the whole situation.
We couldn't even be alone in his apartment for more than 3 minutes.
And he died what, the day or two before?
I think it was 3 days before.
3 days before. We shot down to Kentucky. Tried to get what we could because they're like,
if you don't get his stuff out, you're gonna have to pay.
So we had like this weird. We didn't know what to expect. We're like, what's this place gonna look like? Yeah. And it was so fucking regular, so regular. We walked in and I was expecting like something bad, and I was like, oh shit. It was like regular little apartment. These motherfucking people, just kept like coming in. All these
walking by the door.
walking by, everyone looking in. They were looking at all the goods. Son, it was like a fucking free-for-all. And all we took was like pictures, paperwork.
His blanket,
Blankets,
a
a couple
mug.
jackets, coffee mugs,
Yeah.
and paperwork.
Yeah.
You know, there's TV, all this other shit. We're like, fucking, that's not why we were there.
I just wanted a few little
And
close
these
things.
fucking people were in there. But son, we must have walked out of there and they just came in and fucking picked everything.
Because they made me write a paper saying anything that I don't take today,
It's fucking...
they can donate or give away to the neighbors.
They just opened the door and said,
Yeah.
have at it. Crazy, total weird. The whole thing was very fucking strange. We end up taking someone's ashes home that was your old stepmother, but then
No, I thought it was because I was supposed to get my stepmother's ashes for her children. I couldn't find the ashes that
what was in
they
the
were
urn that we
talking
brought
about. An
home?
animal. It was their animals, their dogs.
And where do we send those?
To my grandma's.
She had to earn?
Yes,
With the
I
dog?
gave her everything.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, well, if it's her, I don't know what to do with it. I
Remember
don't
we
want her
put
in
it out in
here.
the garage?
Yeah.
Because we were like, yo, you said
dude,
she's an evil
My
woman.
stepmother was evil, okay? Terrible.
You can't eat
And
what
I didn't
'cause of
want,
her?
I can't eat asparagus because of her, because she force-fed it in my mouth. And
What is there, something else? Salisbury steak? Or no, you just don't
no,
like
I just
that?
don't like Salisbury steak. It was asparagus. Yeah.
There was something else I thought, too.
I don't know. I remember she put soap in my mouth because I asked her. She was a rather large woman. And I was a kid. And I said, how does your butt fit on the toilet? And she was so upset. She put soap in my mouth and spanked me. And
So we got what we think is her ashes here, right? We roll back into town. We fucking shot there, collected everything, and then fucking came home. And we got this urn there, and I was like, we're putting this out in the fucking garage.
Yeah, I didn't want any bad vibes or whatever was it. If it was her, I didn't want her in the
It was
house.
big.
It was.
It was like a full-size
Yeah.
joint.
And I'm still not sure if that was a dog or I don't know
what the
but
fuck it was. It was an urn
it wasn't her.
that we know of.
No, because her ashes were still down there. I got the picture of the urn that we were looking for after the fact.
And then this weird woman that talked like Robert F. Kennedy. Same thing. So whatever issue he is plagued with, she had it too. She was on some old bullshit. Oh, I'm gonna send it. And then she said she took the dog. And I would have just took the fucking dog.
I was going to take the dog, and to this day, I regret not taking the dog.
Because she said she took it, but then like...
She posted two pictures of the dog at her place, like a week after she had taken the dog. I haven't seen anything of the dog since. I think she got rid of it. I don't know.
Yo, it was just
I would have taken the dog.
so fucking weird. Everything was weird. And I think everyone... And so your dad talked mad shit.
He lied a lot.
He told mad stories, and he was telling me mad stories. And everyone's set. There's
Yeah.
checks for in the hundreds of thousands for all
A
the
life
kids.
insurance
All this
policy.
shit, yo, it's mad shit.
That's what he was telling his caretaker, that he had all this money, that he had storage units
full of fucking
of his racing trophies. My dad never raced.
son, but he finessed everybody.
He was a very good liar.
Yo, he was frank. He could fucking sell anything. He was mad smooth. He fucking said it was fucking awesome. So what I think, and this is my theory, and I think you think so too, is that they couldn't wait for us to get out of there because
They thought there was...
piles of money and CDs and fucking, you know.
But I knew right from the beginning my dad didn't have anything.
Yeah, she's like, oh, there's a storage unit with full of memorabilia of all this different stuff and fucking all this
There was
money.
even there was pictures on the wall of myself, and the one picture he
was that-
told...
like a race, right?
Yes,
With
he
some
told
girl?
Angela that was me and my brother, and I said, that's definitely not me. That's not me.
That was like some other people, right?
And he told her that he also had, was it another son that passed away?
Yeah, in the
And I'm like,
military.
yeah, and I'm like, I've never had a brother in the military or a brother that died.
Yo, they were like, yo, sorry about your loss.
Yeah, I'm like,
Stolen-
what?
Son, it was stolen valor. That shit was, and I laughed. And it's fucked up, but it's funny though because, son, he didn't give a fuck. Like this woman's taking care of him and shit, and he's like fucking just telling her all this shit. It was dope. So he would be on Facebook posting up mad cars and houses and shit, and people were like, "Oh my god, it's so good to see that you're doing so well, son." And you're like, "This is all bullshit."
Yeah.
But shout out to him because he never fucking asked us for anything, and he at one point he sent you a card with $100 in it. Yeah. And he came, took pictures with the kids. Everyone we got pictures.
And anytime I like reached out to him, he would always, you know.
And he never he did some weird shit, but he was also like heavily medicated at certain times, I'm assuming, and just, you know, he was active chemo. He had to pour it, all that shit, right? Mm-hmm. But he fucking never fucking did anything weird. And asked for anything, and it was like fucking shout out to him. So through you, I've got to meet some interesting fucking people, and it's been a very fun ride. And I appreciate you coming along, backing me through all of my fucking bullshit, because she has been there through drug dealing, through blue top dealing, through ink slanging.
I'm always your number one supporter, no matter what you do.
Except for it only took you 100 episodes to finally come and sit down. She won't listen to this either.
No, I won't. I don't like the way my voice sounds either.
She don't like the way her voice sounds. See, she always got something to fucking say. But how long you think we've been going? You just looked at your joint, so you know.
No, I don't know. I don't even know what time it is.
I don't know what time it is.
Oh shit, we were going like almost 2 hours.
It's an hour and 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Almost an hour and a half. What is it, 9:30?
It's 9:55.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I thought we came out here at 8:20. Oh, yeah, that would make sense. Never mind. See, I don't do math. All right. So, everybody, shout out to fucking Erica. Go say what's up to her. Fucking drug free's the fucking way to be. Thank you for coming and sitting and fucking letting me make you look like an animal.
You're welcome.
But you're not, though. You're fucking...
Just for your content.
You're just for some content. But no, really though, I'm fucking very proud of you. And
thank you. I'm proud of you also.
For what? I've done nothing.
You keep this family going. You do everything.
I couldn't do it without you.
Right, but
I couldn't do it.
We can't do it without each other.
We did a bunch of fucking jobs today.
We did.
Boy, we did some shit. I'll tell you about it next week. It was interesting. We've been in some interesting jobs here recently, too, where she's been helping me in learning the business because, you know, we got some shit going on. So shout out to everybody. Shout out to everyone who's been asking for you.
No one.
It's just bull fucking shit. Everyone, go tell her. She's there. You could at Dancing with Fireflies. It'll come up. If you fuck with Devastator and you type in @dancing_, it'll come up because you fuck with us, so it'll show it to you. All right. Thank you so much. Are you going to say goodbye?
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Is this the last time you're going to be here?
I don't know. Maybe in the future I'll be on again.
Well, thank you. I love you.
I love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.